Coming up on Sportswire.
Every camera in my face right now, I told y'all, we're not losing the game.
The Springers defense came to play with the offense do enough to make Damon Harmon's words true. Plus, deep run, Glen Allen in an epic state championship volleyball match. Who would come out the victor?
In the end, I feel like I've got two communities that I think the world of.
Henrico basketball coach Vance Harmon has been a star for the green and gold. Where does he go now? And spring sports are back in full swing. Sportswire starts right now. The Highland Springs Springers look to get back to the promised land on the gridiron. That's right, the state championship game. But to do that, they need to get past another rival from the 757. Welcome to Sportswire, I'm Will Catterley. Highland Springs on an epic quest, a chance in football to win 5 state championships out of the last 6 years. But to do that, they would have to defeat defending state champion from the 757, the Maury Commodores. So to Powhatan Field we go. The campus at Old Dominion University is where this state semifinal would take place. Highland Springs, champs from the 804, taking on defending state champ from the 75-7. Maury Commodores. This will be a defensive game throughout. First quarter action. Sooner bound. Kelvin Gilliam Jr. gets the sack. Moments later, and this would actually be Maury's best drive of the game. They would get past midfield, but they did a great job containing in the secondary and letting the big dogs eat. Number 50, Peyton Action Jackson in on that sack, along with Davon Edwards, linebacker, getting in there. How about next possession, the run game? No, that's not working. Almost got a fumble on the play again. Edwards filling the gap at the linebacker spot. Second quarter, still no score. More Springer D. Daquan Giles, the defensive back, gets the interception. And just before the half, finally the Springers got something going. It would be through the air. Often that would be their answer. Jawan Dent connecting with his right wide receiver just moments later. Wobble, wobble, wobble. Not the prettiest pass in the world, but Latrell Sutton presses the speed button. And he takes it 55 yards to pay dirt. Touchdown, Springers. Highland Springs has the early advantage. Extra point no good. It'd be 6-0, 1:40 to go in the second quarter. Springers would actually get the ball back, a chance to score late in the half. And this pass, this time, a little too far. That would end the half on an interception. Maury's defense actually kept them in the game. Problem was, it never felt like they were in the game because their offense couldn't muster anything. And I do mean anything. Maybe an occasional first down. Opening kickoff, third quarter. Here comes Kwanye Feeney. And he was a spark plug the Springers would need on their opening drive because he takes it inside the 35-yard line moments later. Dent, 33 yards to who? Sutton with the reception. Latrell, touchdown, his second touchdown catch of the afternoon. Highland Springs with a seemingly commanding 13-0 lead. Could they hold it? Well, just ask the defense. Davon Edwards, have yourself a game. How many times have I called his name? Well, that's 3 times. Now he had several tackles later. Highland Springs a chance. Again, Maury with the interception. Number 8 is second of the afternoon. Commodores, defense would give the offense chances. The Springer defense says you got no chance. Check out the gang tackling here. The entire defensive line, including number 50, Peyton Jackson, in on that one. There's Jackson again. Jackson and Gilliam causing straight up havoc in this one. Let's go to the fourth. No chance for the quarterback there. That time it's number 53, Rashad Purnell. He was active in the backfield. This whole Springer D line, my goodness gracious. Gilliam with the sack. Springers don't allow nothing. Straight up 0. They get to celebrate with a band. Yeah, that was cool to see them there. Springers advance to the state title. 13-0 your final.
I never want to get familiar with this feeling, right? I always want to work, and I always want it to be something special. Each and every time I want it to be unique. And this one is more unique than any of them because not playing Manchester, because of COVID, because of only playing 10 games. Like, all of those things matter. And I think for us in this situation, man, I'm excited about everything that's going on. And we got a little bit of work to do, and we're going to get it done.
I told y'all in the beginning of the year, every camera in my face right now, I told y'all, we're not losing the game. We got one more game to go. We're going to show them what we about. We don't lose 7-5-7. That's what we do. We come out, we win. We run the state. We're going to do it big next week again and hold me to it. That's all I got to say. We back in the States, and we're going to win. We're going for 5. That's it.
While Highland Springs seeks that 5th state title in 6 years, the Deep Run Wildcats boys volleyball team were looking to win their 4th straight state title. Of course, one team that constantly gets in their way, also from the 804 and here in the county, Glen Allen, was doing battle with Gloucester for the right to get the state title game. So Glen Allen playing at home, taking on Gloucester State semifinal action. They get the home court advantage because they won the regional championship against Deep Run. Early action, Gloucester, had to travel. Looked like it took them a while to get off the bus. Glen Allen was dominant in this first set, up 1-0. This would be one of the longer volleys of the evening, and it would end up working out Glen Allen's way as they would win 17 of the first. That's right, 18 points. Wyatt Hampton with a point right there. Later on the serve, aces. Andrew Oniskovich with the point there. He was excellent from service. Also an excellent pass. That doggle hunt, good for the kill. Once again, it's Hampton. Later, number 9, still first set, Brooks Cower. That can't be corralled. Glen Allen all over Gloucester. And taking care of business, last chance. This is set point into the net, 25-13. Gloucester only had 6 players in this match, and a couple of them had picked up volleyball for the first time this year. Second set, block at the front of the net. It's Sam Kinter. Then later on, we started to figure out why Gloucester had made it this far. We wouldn't figure it out there. Another excellent kill by Glen Allen. Sam Kinter doing the dirty work. This is why. They got some guys that can straight up serve the volleyball. My goodness gracious. An ace right there. Later, you got the speed, and then you got the little floating ball, and that's hard to corral. And the Dukes found some momentum with a block at the center of the net. Later, 24-23, Dukes Mayonnaise in the lead. Gloucester looking for that's a double hit and a foul on Glen Allen. Point, Gloucester, they win the second set, 25-23. Hey, we're all tied up at 1. So, took them a set to get their legs going, but they got it going. Challenge for Glen Allen, only up a couple. Now they're up more. Big time serve right there. Number 12, Carson Elliott doing the honors. Later up 16-14, skying for the slamma-jamma. Trevor Foy, my goodness. He gets that one, and Foy is one of those guys that gets pretty excited, I would say. Later on, nice little touch shot, number 7, Oniskovich with the point. And Glen Allen up 23-18 at this point, and going to make it 24 right there. Number 9 doing the honors. It's Brooks Coward again. Number of Jags that can score. They have a lot of depth, and that is slammed home. Carson Elliott with authority. Glen Allen takes firm command. 25-19 and a 2-1 set lead. First 1-3 wins. Gloucester on the serve, down 17-14 in the fourth. There's the man again, Trevor Foy. Setting it up, knocking it down. Dukes running out of chances. Down 3, though. Still competitive, 18-15. Big point there makes it a 4-point advantage. Sam Kinter, whenever they needed one, he was always a guy to deliver all year long. Up 24-16. Game, set, match, point. Can Glen Allen get it done? The easier answer is yeah. That strike by Trevor Foy ends it. Glen Allen advances to the state title game, and they win this one in 4 sets, 3-1. Who would they face? Well, who else but Deep Run. 3 state titles, 1 in a row. Glen Allen, and a big crowd to boot. These teams pretty much split. Regular season, Deep Run won both. Glen Allen took the regional championship game. Deep Run had to go on the road, beat Frank Cox just to come back with a chance to win states for a 4th consecutive year. And early on, Deep Run had it going on. Hunter Baldwin with the stop right there. Then Wildcats on the serve. Coach Kevin Pond said Deep Run serve was on in this one. Alum Dubcack doing the honors. Deep Run with a lead of 13-12. Glen Allen would come back. Usually in this match, tons of momentum changes, and the team that has it is doing well. And again, number 9 for Glen Allen, Brooks Cowart, gets the Jags back dead even. Then the Jags even take the lead in the opening set. Glen Allen looking good. They usually were the ones to jump on Deep Run early, and the tables were kind of turned. It was kind of flipped the script a little bit as Deep Run was the one that got off to a big advantage later. Still in the first set, Wildcats get a big point. That puts them up 16-12, 4-point advantage. 24-20 now. Wildcats can get off to the good start that they wanted, and they do. Number 8, Ballon Galbraith. One of the many seniors who's never lost a state title. They win the first set 25-20. Then second set, Deep Run feeling their oats. Again, the serve was paramount in this one. They had some great ones, up 13-7 at this point. Wildcats setting it up. What a pass. Even more beautiful is the finish. My goodness, with some power. Hunter Baldwin, no chance to return that one. The junior connects for a kill. Another nice pass. Return to sender. My goodness gracious. Powered. And when Deep Run has their A+ game going, or just their A game, you're not going to stop them. And Glen Allen is one of the few teams that can. They get the point right there. Carson Elliott. But Wildcats, too much from service, and they take care of the second set, 25-16. They can win their 4th straight state title in straight sets. Glen Allen trying to make sure that doesn't happen. We're tied at 7. Jags think they get the point there, but they do right there, number 12. Doing the honors. Carson Elliott was big in this match, but would he be big enough? Deep Run had their horses going to work as well. On the outside, their number 12, Ian Wagenhauser. He knows how to hit them where they ain't and hit it with power. More serves. A lot of situations, hitters were turning to passers, passers turning to hitters. Glen Allen can't get a great kill opportunity. Deep Run, volleys, and they do. Tyler Gray and company with the lead. In the third set, 20-19. That dog will hunt. My goodness gracious, this guy is a stud, number 11. Makari Sekalajo. He's only a sophomore, and so I have a couple more years to actually pronounce his name correctly. Final chance, that kill will do it, and the Wildcats have won it. Deep Run for 4 straight years, and back-to-back against the Glen Allen Jaguars, who had another tremendous season, finishing as state runner-up, but the Wildcats finished the job. State champions once again, as head coach Kevin Pond hoists the hardware, and the Wildcat team can celebrate with their fans. Final score on this one, Deep Run in straight sets, 25-20, 25-16, 25-21.
Wade Every is the absolute definition of a captain. He's kept this team together, focused. Him along with Tyler Gray. This team decided to pretty much quarantine themselves over the last 2 weeks. They've barely done anything whatsoever, and for teenage boys, that's tough. They just wanted to make sure we got through, got what we needed to get done, no COVID issues to end the season. And, you know, they've really been the senior leaders that we needed.
So the Deep Run Wildcats do it. That's 4 straight state championships for Deep Run, which gets me thinking. Highland Springs, until last year, had won 4 straight football state championships. Maybe the Highland Springs football team should play Deep Run in volleyball, and then the Deep Run volleyball team could play Highland Springs in football. Actually, forget it. That's a horrible idea. You know what is a great idea, however, is getting back to spring sports. That's right, for the first time ever, both football and baseball actually overlap. But before we get to that, one coach from Henrico has made a huge impact for the green and gold, how he's changing his gig. And Deep Run makes it to the state semifinals. taking on Frank Cox in field hockey. All that and more, straight ahead.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Welcome back to SportsWire. He's been a coaching icon for Henrico High School for many years, and now Vance Harmon is looking at a new job. Vance Harmon has seen plenty of success during his 18 years of coaching at Henrico High School.
I am so thankful and blessed to know that I was a part of something special with helping a lot of young men get to college, be a part of winning championships, and just having great memories. And so that's things you can't take away. And so that's what I'll always remember fondly.
Harmon led the Warriors to over 350 wins, 2 state championships in 2013 and 2015. And now he takes his career to Douglas Freeman as the new activities director.
That job flips 4 times every 67 years. I figure the odds are if I wasn't going to look at it and be interested this go around, it probably wouldn't come open maybe ever during my professional career. So being the fact that it's where I grew up, the obvious answer is now was the time to look.
And Coach Harmon has plenty of fond memories from his time at Douglas Freeman.
Yes, the memories of being there as a student and as a basketball player for Coach Parpert and as a baseball player for Coach Ken Moore. I mean, those are the main reasons why I wanted to go back. And then you throw in the factor we live in the community as our family, and my oldest daughter, Virginia Ann, goes there as a 9th grader, student athlete, and my youngest, Margaret, will be attending there when she gets up to that age. So a lot of things on the surface made a whole lot of sense.
But it still didn't make the decision an easy one.
I feel like I've got a lot of roots and a lot of connections that run very deep here at Henrico and the north side, but the same is also true at Freeman, and it's almost like having 2 homes. I just haven't been to my West End home at Freeman for a number of years, going back to 1990, but I've been here for the rest of my time as a professional. So I looked at it as a win-win, and again, it was a lot of anxiety and sleepless nights, but in the end, I feel like I've got 2 communities that I think the world of.
Of course, Harmon will miss that game time adrenaline.
The state tournament games where you're playing Kickintan, Norviews, W.T. Woodson's, you name it. I mean, when you're playing in those types of games and that atmosphere, that's why you work to prepare to put yourself in that position. And I'm going to have to find something to substitute my adrenaline level for that, and I'm sure there will be. But the other piece of that is you also, some of those games and the losses that you take where I wouldn't sleep for 3 or 4 nights after, I look forward to going to a game where win or not win, I'm going to be able to get some sleep that night, hopefully, and move on to the next thing versus carry it with me for days or weeks, because I would internalize if things didn't go the way I thought they could. The X factor is I'll have my family, my daughters, and my wife and my folks, right close to, so they can share a part of this whole experience as well.
Well, congratulations to Vance Harmon moving on to Freeman, and congratulations to Suzanne Criswell for her long tenure at Douglas Freeman High School. Speaking of long tenures, Deep Run has always, in the past several years, been able to get to states. They do it once again, and they're hosting Frank Cox state semifinals. But there's something about this Frank Cox team. They were otherworldly with everything that had to do with field hockey, which meant the girl in goal you saw just there, Ella Fallen, had to be otherworldly, and in the first quarter she was. Save after save after save, deflection after deflection after deflection. It was Frank Cox in the deep run zone the entire quarter. And Fallen just kept saying no, because deep run hasn't fallen, neither has Ella. No score after 1. Second quarter, though, Deep Run knows this. The more pressure you put on a team, eventually the biscuit's going to find the basket. And it does. She shoots, she scores. Lauren Boucher finally opens it up for Frank Cox, and they would have a 1 lead. Unfortunately for the Wildcats, there was more where that came from. Frank Cox again. Check out this shot coming up. Turning around and blasting it by Fallen. And the second goal for Frank Cox comes just a few moments after the first, and it's a 2-0 lead. Cox again on the run, looking for more before the half. Their passing was great. Their stick work was great. Their body control was great. She shoots, she scores! And it's 3-0. Lauren Boucher again, her second goal of the evening. They had everything going. Their body position, their defense. They could stop passes, intercept them, you name it. Third quarter up 3-0. On the corner, their execution here was great as well. That shot saved by Fallen. She had a tremendous game in this one. Gave Deep Run every shot they could to get their offense going. It just wasn't going to happen on this particular day. Fallen, kick save and a beauty. But the rebound, she shoots, she scores, and that makes it 4-0. Stevie Drum getting the goal on that one. And Deep Run finally in the Frank Cox zone. This would be one of their better chances. Check it out. The shot just goes across the facing of the goal. Deep Run almost on the board, but that was as close as they could come as Frank Cox beats Deep Run 5-0. They would go on to win the state title. Congratulations to the Wildcats on a tremendous year. Well, the spring sports season is really only a week old, and we've already seen things we've never seen before. Tucker takes on Godwin in girls tennis, while Freeman battles Hermitage in baseball. Highlights straight ahead.
This can't be happening.
This can't be happening. Of course it's not happening. Armored car. Listen, having money isn't about luck. Make your own coffee, save $1,000 a year. Feed me. Feed the pig.
Welcome back to SportsWire. Yeah, it is baseball season, spring sports season. Hermitage taking on Freeman at Freeman. Early on, number 11 on the mound, Jackson Beal. How about we start with some defense? 6-4-3 double play. That's one way to get it working and get out of any issues in the first. Meanwhile, this pitcher, number 15, Zach Easton. Check out the catcher for a moment here as he makes a tremendous play in the bottom half of the frame. Zach Easton is ambidextrous. He throws right-handed to right-handed hitters and left-handed to left-handed hitters. This time he gets in a little bit of trouble as he hits number 15, Colin Estrada, and that would set it up for this. Defense not helping matters for Easton and company. That ball is thrown wide of the mark. Run comes home to score. Will Lynch, and it's 1-0. And that dog will hunt, number 1, getting it done. Trey Shelton, an RBI single for him. And Freeman has a 2-0 lead after 1 inning of play. You haven't heard the last of Shelton. Guy plays second base. Check this out. First of all, the strikeout. Nicely done by Jackson Beal. Strike him out, sit him down. But then, how about this? In the hole, no chance, right? Shelton! Oh! You barely see better plays on MLB tonight. Are you kidding me? Douglas Freeman. And a web gem, to be sure, Trey Shelton, top play nominee. Wow, and that's just game number 1. Freeman next inning, a runner on and a runner in. Number 21, getting it done, Macho Santiago, one of the coolest names in baseball you'll ever hear of, and now it's 3-0 at that point, and then later, that ball, they get the out at first, with a runner coming home to score. Macho Santiago, he dumps around to score, and the route was on, or so it seemed, at least early in the ballgame. That ball's hit a ton! And then when it goes uphill in the Freeman backfield, I should say, in the Freeman outfield by Colin Estrada, you know he nailed it. That is a triple for Estrada. It would lead to this. The boomstick from Caleb Lindsay, right back to sender, up the middle. That's an RBI base hit. Number 37, Travis Montgomery, comes around to score. No relation to Yankees pitcher Jordan Montgomery. At least I don't think so. 7-0 after 2. But guess what? Oh, my. That's how tough of a night Zach Easton was having. Having trouble his defense pulling him out there in the first, and then he gets robbed of a base hit by Caleb Lindsay, who just sells out to nail it. I apologize. I did not follow this ball well. This ball goes off the scoreboard. That's right, off the scoreboard. And usually that's a home run in most fields, but the scoreboard's in play at Freeman. That's a ground rule double for Justin Jornet. Dude can flat out hit a baseball, though. Later, more Panthers. That dog will hunt. RBI base hit down the first base line. Jornet comes around the score. And number 25, Jacob Kinney, doing the honors. All of a sudden, Hermitage is back up onto the scoreboard. They've put a number up. And then Freeman would go to their bullpen. Strikeout there, another strikeout looking. Number 28 came in to do the honors. Hermitage would do the same. 7-2 ball game. It's going to be more. That's going all the way to the wall. And we've seen some triples. Here's another one. Macho Santiago, and then laying the lumber again. That's going all the way to the wall. Andrew Bland making it spicy. It's an RBI triple for Bland. And Freeman gets a run back. Now up 8-2. Still batting. That ball is absolutely hammered. Welcome to Kenmore Field indeed. Almost hits the wall. That drives home Bland. And it's a stand-up double and an RBI variety. They get 2 runs back in the 5th. It's 9-2. So this game pretty much over, right? Wrong. Panthers didn't come here to quit. Bases loaded. And number 3 getting the job done for Hermitage. That is Nick McCray, the catcher. Run comes around the score. Panthers battling back. Same inning. That ball by Easton. Could they turn 2? No, not quite. Another run comes around the score. Hermitage not finished. Not yet. And then it would lead to this. Little half bunt, half hit. Checked his swing. Freeman can't corral it. Number 25 comes around the score. Kenny, and all of a sudden, they put up a 3 spot. Don't look now, it's 9-5. Let's go to the 7th. Now down 10-5. Last chance for the Panthers. Bases are loaded. What happens? Big play here. It's the catcher again. Boy, would he have a ball game or what? Nick McCray all the way to the wall. 1 run scores. Here comes another run. He scores. Here comes another run. Oh, wait, he's not supposed to score, but the runner ran to third base, so he's got to come home. Freeman gives up 2 big runs, but they get an even bigger out. And he says, I thought you were waving me around. He says, no, that was the other guy. So now it's 10-7, 2 away. Bring in the closer and throw in the cheese. Strike him out, sit him down. We got an entertaining first game of baseball, don't we? Final score, Freeman 10, Hermitage 7. Tennis anyone, Mills Godwin at home taking on J.R. Tucker. You know, there's one thing that has never happened. Well, there might be more than one thing, but one thing that's never happened for J.R. Tucker's girls tennis team, they've never, in their school history, beaten Mills Godwin. Well, let's see if things change today, shall we? We go to the number 1s on court 1, and it's Kyla Terrell of Tucker, now on the far court. They switch sides against Deanna Kurlov of Godwin. And Kurlov was looking great. Check this out. Smashing it down the line winner for Kurlov, and she's got a smile on her face, and she should. It was a heck of a tennis shot. Still in the opening set. They play 2 sets and then a tiebreaker is the way it works. Kurlov in the front court. Kyla Terrell in the far court. Back and forth they go. Nice looking rally. Good practice for me. I haven't shot tennis in a long time. That goes into the net. Point, Kurlov. Kurlov would would actually lose the first set. I'm sorry. Sometimes the video doesn't represent what happens. But she would lose as Terrell for Tucker wins 6-4, 6-4. We're on the number 2s now. Ellie Michaelopoulou versus Allison Wang for Mills Godwin in the far court. And Ellie was looking real strong. Here she is on the serve for Tucker. And that goes into the net, so point, Makalapulo. She scores that one. She would win the first set 6-3. Again, they play 2 sets and then a tiebreaker if needed. So if each one wins one of the sets, they play a tiebreaker to 10 points. Great looking shot one right there. One of the best of the afternoon for Ellie. And she would win the first set, as I said, 6-3. Second set, though, would go the way of Allison Wang in the far court there. She would win that one 2-6. They would go to the tiebreaker, and this was close. That shot's out. Wang would win the tiebreaker 10-8. As you see, this last point coming up right here. Wang looking good for Mills Godwin. Thing about it is, it's been so long since tennis has been played. Because remember, spring sports never happened last season. It's hard to really judge who's good and who's not. Not even the players themselves may know, because they're the only ones who knew whether or not they got a lot of practice in. That was hard to do during the majority of COVID. Still is, even with protocols in place, right? So, hey, everybody's starting off the same spot. The number 3s, Isha Kadambi in the far court. In the near court, you see right there. That is Gwyneth Liu. And Liu on the return. But Isha Kadambi was great in this one for J.R. Tucker in the far court. Great rally going on here, but that shot is too long. Gwyneth Liu with the point. And in lieu of that point, she's going to return here. Great job doing it, too. Right down the line, winner. She gets the win, but she loses the overall match. The first set, believe it or not, sometimes the video doesn't represent it because I only cover a little bit of tennis at a time. I don't want to freak out the athletes out there on the court and get in their way and stuff, but she would win, would Isha Kadambi, 6-0, 6-3. So Tucker wins 2 out of the first 3, 2 out of the top 3. Let's go to court number 4, where Riva Kotha of Tucker was taking on Nona Blankney of Mills Godwin. Point Kotha. That shot was long by Blakeney. And Nona in the front court here. She returns that one. And then sometimes you'll see this a lot, the long ball, just seeing if they could get their opponent to miss-hit the shot. Almost there. And then a winner chicken dinner. Riva Kotha nails that one. She wins the first set 6-2. And then would take the next set 6-1. Tucker would win all 3 doubles matches. They'd win at 5 and lose at number 6. And all of a sudden, the Tucker Tigers beat Godwin for the first time in school history, 7-2. Remember, if you have questions or comments about the show, you can send me an email to this address. It's sportswire@henrico.k12.va.us. And you can always follow us on Twitter. I can't wait to see you next time on Sportswire.